Police in Yorkshire arrested an autistic girl this week, apparently for the crime of saying that a police officer looked like her lesbian nana, which is a British word meaning grandmother. Having had a look at the police officer, I'm now worried that accurate descriptions are illegal in the UK. Here's footage of the arrest. Be warned though, it is quite disturbing if you're the sort of person who's still capable of empathy living in this 24/7 clown world.
She's made a comment in her own house. You've got her on camera. She hasn't said anything to you. Don't matter. She never got cameras on. She's getting arrested. She's getting arrested. Why are you doing? Unit's coming. Don't worry. She hasn't done anything. She's autistic. I don't care. She's autistic. I know you're okay. I'm telling you, I've got Unit's coming. She's going to be arrested tonight. I'll wait till the police officer's coming. I'll explain what happened.
That's why we got her on the first place.
Fucking bitch, what me if I get put on me. Calm down. She's autistic. Can you stop staring at her, please? She's got autism. Can you just stand there? She's in a cupboard. She can't go anywhere. She can't go anywhere. Stand there, dear. They're going to remove her for what? Because you're bothered. Then she said the word lesbian. Her nana is a lesbian. She's married to a woman. She's not homophobic. Look what you're clenching your fist. Go away from my teenage daughter.
What is up with you?
There is something wrong with you, mate. She didn't aim it at the police officer.
It's not homophobic remarks at my colleagues.
It's not a homophobic remark. She said, I think she's a lesbian like Nana.
If you want to bully people, you'll just get one of them badges there. That's what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Caitlin! Where'd it go? Where's this? Does it go to right under there?
She's autistic. She don't like people touching her. She will have a meltdown. She won't come out. She's got autism. I'm Lisa.
Talk to her so she can come out. Because we're trying not to do this, aren't we? We've been trying for a long time.
But she hasn't done nothing wrong. That officer out there has assaulted me for no reason. She's got autism. She's autistic, man.
The issue is, if an officer decides to arrest her...
She wasn't arrested. They brought her home.
She's under arrest now.
No, but she was going upstairs and she made a comment to me and that officer ran in my house and assaulted me and tried to get to my daughter for now.
If you want to make a complaint about any of it, that's fine.
I am going to.
Will have been on.
I am going to. Yeah, because it is on and she has.
She's now under arrest.
She was full of rage and she ran in the house and she barged me into this corner.
The police have said that there's more to this case than meets the eye, but they haven't said what that could be. And tonight they released a statement saying that they were dropping charges. The police had just escorted the teenager home after she'd got drunk on a night out, but she was accused of a homophobic public order offence. This type of offence can't be committed within a private dwelling, but if she'd said it while they were out, why didn't they take her straight into custody instead of bringing her home first? It's ridiculous, and it definitely doesn't look as if there was any hateful intent. The girl's mother protested that she wasn't being homophobic. Her nana is a lesbian and she's absolutely fine with it, but the police still saw fit to cart her off for the hate crime of saying that a police officer reminded her of her relative. Here's a picture of the arrest. How many police officers does it take to arrest one girl? It's lucky they didn't have to change a light bulb as well. It's ridiculous, but this isn't a one-off. Britain is the world leader in ridiculous arrests. A man in Aberdeen was prosecuted for farting at the police. Stuart Cook was told to bend over during a strip search for cannabis and then, according to the prosecutor, deliberately farted in the direction of the officer 3 times, stating, "How do you like that?" I believe they charged him with breach of the ring piece. In this country, it makes you look like a pervert, but every single Scottish person does it. The police charged another autistic child in Yorkshire for accidentally scuffing a book. A kid in Wakefield brought a Quran into school as a forfeit. It apparently fell out of a bag in the corridor and was slightly scuffed. No damage, but it led to death threats from local members of the Religion of Peace. Instead of investigating the death threats, which are illegal, the police charged the child with a euphemistically titled non-crime hate incident. Basically, it's a charge that stays on your record permanently and isn't a crime but lets the police, the government and future employers know that you're guilty of wrongthink. Harry Miller, a former police officer from Humberside, was investigated by police over a limerick he shared on Twitter. A cohesion officer, whatever that is, informed Harry that although he hadn't broken any laws, he should not engage in political debate on Twitter because some people don't like it. It was also recorded as a non-crime hate incident. And Scottish feminist Marion Miller was arrested after posting a picture of her suffragette ribbon, which a trans activist on Twitter complained was a violent hate crime because it could be perceived to be a noose. It's absolute nonsense. Have a look at it now. It looks like a suffragette ribbon. It looks nothing like a noose. But then again, I suppose that trans activists are used to identifying things as objects that they look nothing like. The women's rights activist Kelly J. Keane, aka Posey Parker, posted a video about safeguarding children and was then questioned by police for being untoward about paedophiles. They're paedophiles! You're supposed to be untoward about them, and the police are supposed to go after them. Why are the police doing all this? I guess it must be because they've solved all the crimes, they have nothing else to do, right? Wrong! Crime is soaring in the UK. There were more than 6.3 million crime offences recorded by the police last year. That's the most in 2 decades. Violent crime has tripled in a decade and sexual offences have quadrupled. While burglary and theft have come down, I bet that this is just because people don't even bother reporting them anymore because they know that the police won't do anything about it. Burglary clear-up rates have halved to just 4%. When my car was broken into and my camera gear stolen, the police didn't even show up. I was standing by my car in the rain, keeping the crime scene pristine so that Sherlock Holmes could turn up and dust for prints and take fibre samples and swab for DNA. When I finally got through to the police, they just gave me a reference number so I could claim insurance. But I don't want money, I want vengeance. Who has insurance anyway? That's like gambling that you're going to be unlucky. And one thing I'm not is a gambler. Sadly, the police don't care about crime anymore. They've been captured by the same woke zealots who run our entire public sector, putting diversity and inclusion at the heart of decision making instead of common sense. Reality doesn't matter, ideology does. If only I'd known, I would have said that the scrote who broke into my car had misgendered me or left a transphobic limerick in the ashtray. Then a whole squadron of rainbow helmeted rozzers would have tracked them down. Because of the police focus on thought crime, burglaries go uninvestigated. But if a teenage girl says something that hurts someone's feelings, they scramble all units. It's interesting that the girl is autistic. Autism can make people seem blunt and hyperfactual. Autistic people don't always have the capacity to deal with the levels of social awareness and politeness required not to offend someone and thus commit a hate crime. My own autism means that I can't help but see logic and reality instead of what we're being coerced to believe. I know other people's autism makes them think like this too. It makes us immune to government nudge campaigns and social pressure. Everyone else thinks something, so you must think it too. If believing that 2 + 2 = 5 will make us seen as a good person by leftists, we still can't help but see 2 + 2 is equaling 4. Fingers crossed that weaponised autism will save society from this progressive mania. And the police should do away with the concept of hate crime and just deal with actual crime. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please commit a non-crime hate incident by sharing it with a friend. But please do not compare that friend to a police officer with a Karen haircut. It is a hate crime. For exclusive content, sign up to my Patreon. From £3 a month, you get access to Clown World videos and a Patreon-only podcast. Yeah, the podcast is coming back. There's a link to my Patreon below. Okay, thanks for listening. I've been Leo Kears. Bye. Bye-bye.